It's so warm and humid today. I'm kind of loaded up with midge spray again and these bands. This is very much a scouting mission today. We're not that fussed if we don't take any photographs. It's just fantastic just to explore these. Tom can see it for the first time. He's on his way up now. But yeah, this is a place which I've shot in winter time with Chris Airwalker, and I really wanted Tom to see it and to kind of get a feel for it as well, in terms of, you know, can we bring clients up here? You know, is a good warm path that we can use instead of, you know, several people trudging over the undergrowth and causing damage. But now then, what do you reckon so far?
Beautiful.
It's lovely, isn't it?
I'm trying to visualise it in winter time.
Yeah,
It's always going to be better in winter.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, when I came and it was snowing that time, and we got lucky, but it was fantastic, and the atmosphere was unbelievable. And these big old granny pines make fantastic shots. There's just so much character here.
A lot of midges as well.
A lot of midges, yeah. I was just saying about the midges, loaded up with spray. But yeah, we're going to carry on further up the hill, go to some of my sort of favourite pine trees which I've found already, but then explore a little bit further and see if we can find something new. But yeah, gorgeous day. Sun's coming out now, so we'll keep on exploring. So we're having a pretty chill and relaxed day. Well, actually we're working quite hard. We're doing a lot of walking around and continuing our scouting mission. And it's been generally quite successful, but I guess, you know, you've got to take the ups and the downs, and we've taken a path which started off looking really promising. We went past this fantastic little waterfall, which in the winter time when we hope to be coming back, I think could be really good. It could be flowing fast or it could be frozen solid, we just don't know. But also in autumn time when I'm going to be back, it's going to look really good. But we carried on up the path because I knew I could see on the map that there was a lock further up, and it's nice. It certainly has a bit of a wild feel to it. It's quite barren. So photographically it's not offering that many opportunities. Perhaps some minimalist stuff, or if there's something moody going on with the weather, it might be quite good. But overall, certainly from a workshop point of view, it's perhaps not going to be particularly productive or inspiring. But certainly from a personal point of view, it's very nice to kind of come up here and see what's around, because you just don't know when you're scouting. You could just turn that next corner in the path and find something fantastic, and it was definitely worth coming up to see that waterfall. That was really nice. And Meg certainly enjoyed. Meg's certainly making me panic because she keeps jumping from rock to rock, so I need to be careful of her, but she's pretty damn agile, put it that way.
Tom and I certainly uncovered some locations that we don't want to go back to, but that's just as valuable as finding great locations. But for now, it was time to head back to the campsite, rest and refuel.
Tom spent the last few hours teasing me with his sausages. So we had a bit of a lie-in this morning, to be honest, just to recharge our batteries after yesterday. The forecast wasn't particularly good for this morning, and we got up and the wind had picked up. It was quite dull over at the campsite, which was good for keeping the midges away, but we weren't feeling sort of massively confident about the photography today. So we just wanted to get out. We were quite excited to explore some new locations, so we decided to concentrate our efforts at Loch Marie, which is this fantastic loch in the kind of Benay and Torridon area of Scotland. It's a very big loch. There's some lovely islands. We've got Sleoch in the background there, which is very imposing, dramatic and foreboding mountain, which is looking particularly dark under the dark grey clouds at the minute. So I think we are going to try and make some images work here. So we've come down to the loch side. The thing is, there's not that many places to park, so you've got to be prepared to park up, go and explore. Be careful as you go though, because it can get quite slippy and there's some sort of big holes in the ground as well, so you do have to be quite careful. But there's definitely tons of opportunity if you're prepared to kind of trudge around, explore and see what you can find. There has been some nice moments of sunlight, so if we can capture that sun again on some of this foreground, bring out some of that colour in the rock and the colour in the water, and perhaps some colour on the island as well, that'd be really quite nice. So we're probably going to hang around here for quite a while. The wind has died down a bit, so the midges might come back, but overall it's looking quite promising, and if nothing else, it's just going to be great to get another place on the list that we can come back to for ourselves or for workshop purposes. So I've taken my first quick... So I was just about to start doing my piece of the camera there, and Meg successfully shaken a walk off next to Tom, in true Meg style. So you're trying to take a serious photograph and there's always somebody in the way. Do you know, I think this has to be one of my favourite, I've probably said this many times, my favourite part of landscape photography, any form of outdoor photography, is the exploration and just finding something, piecing it together, just making sense of a scene and working on composition and understanding the relationship between different elements of the scene. And I just absolutely love it when you come across things and you just sort of, you can see there must be something there, but you just have to work it a little bit, do small movements left, right, backwards and forwards, just to see if you can make it work and make an image which just makes sense. And I think I've found that here, because I saw this little group of trees. I was happy to come across some trees rather than rocks. So we've got these Scots pines here. You know, one of them's looking a bit sorry for itself, but it's quite a nice bit of character. And I really like the kind of, I think when I was speaking to Thomas, he referred to these sort of skeletal trees yesterday, and it's such a good term to use because some of these dead pine trees do start to look like bones, just very dry, very bright, and we've got that with that snapped branch there, and I think that just works quite well with the light patches on these rocks in the foreground. So I haven't got much room to work. I'm kind of tight up against this tree. There's a drop off here down into a pool. But it's just really enjoyable just making these little movements, and the composition itself, I'm visualizing a square crop, and I can do that when I'm using the 4x6 grid pattern on the back of the Sony. I can use the center to compose a square, and it is extremely tight. It's like pretty much bang on, a little bit tight here and there, but I won't be doing any cropping whatsoever to this. This is just as it is, out the camera, cropped to a square. But yeah, what I really like is just using these, got the trees over to the left, we've got Sleoch in the background again. It's still looking very dark and imposing back there, but I quite like the ruggedness of the rocks in the foreground down here, and they're kind of in line with Sleoch in the background, and then the weight of the trees over to the left just kind of brings things into balance and just really kind of sets that Scottish scene as well, using the Scots pines, using these lovely colourful rock formations that we've got here, the dominance of the mountain in the background. And yes, it is midday, there's nothing exciting going on with the light, it's very flat light, but it's bright grey clouds, so it's enough just to give that little bit of contrast from one side of the tree to the other. So it works, and the good thing about working with flat light like that, it just allows you to bring out all the detail. It just becomes about all the different textures, colours, patterns, the balance of light and colour and shade in the image, and it's just easier to work with that when you haven't got that really harsh contrast. So yeah, I'll probably try a 4x5 as well, but initially I'm thinking a fairly tight square crop. So we'll see how that works out. Having fun?
Oh yeah, always. Having a blast. I can't wait to run a March 2009 landscape photography workshop here.
A bit of a gratuitous plug there.
I was worried yesterday. Not worried. I just think yesterday we ticked off all the locations that weren't suitable, and today we seem to be finding all the ones that are. Very good, very good.
Oh dear, I'm aching and tired and very happy to be back at the campsite in my little tent and airbed that keeps deflating on its own. But it's been another very enjoyable day and very productive in a lot of different ways, to be honest. I've captured 1 or 2 images which I quite like, which is just a bonus really, because the trip, as we keep saying, has been more about scouting and covering lots of different ground, and I think we've certainly, that's what we set out to achieve, and I think we've done that. And I think, to be honest, overall it's felt more like a walking holiday, which has been really good and made quite a nice change, because rather than going out and having, feeling that pressure to go out and create good images, it's enabled us to have a little bit more headspace, and it's a completely different mindset to go out there and enjoy the great outdoors, but look at a place based purely not on capturing an image there and then, but as potential for the future. Not only potential for ourselves and our own personal work, but potential for our clients and the workshops. Is it safe to go there? Will the clients enjoy it? And we've covered so many different places which I already know and love and have been to, and I wanted to share with Thomas, to new places as well. And I think overall it's kind of really reaffirmed my own love for this area, but also that, making me realise that to really get the most out of this area, you've got to work hard. You can't just jump out the car and shoot at the roadside. You really reap the reward here if you get off the beaten path, you explore and just really find something different that means something to you. And I got a great sense of that over the last few days. So very much looking forward to coming back. I'm here in October, and it looks like I'm going to be back in March now as well. But for now, that's me done. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope to see you for the next one. But for now, we're back at the campsite a little bit earlier than what we have been, so we've allowed ourselves to chill out. I've got myself a nice little Scottish stout, so I'm going to probably join Thomas in his van and chill out there for a bit. So thanks again, and I'll see you again soon.